Other interesting business news, you have Bark Air debut, so you could pay to have your dog fly with you for about $6,000. Now, this is actually a separate business. I mean, most people who want to quote unquote cheat the system will fly on your major airlines and they'll just have that little piece of paper that says, "Oh yeah, this is my emotional support dog," which I think some of those airlines are starting to catch on to the fact that I think you only need like $35 to actually get that little quote unquote authorized certificate to have your dog be your emotional support dog. Well, this comes to us thanks to USA Today with Emily Kolbins. Note that quote, "When pups fly, Bark Air, the world's first airline for dogs, takes first flight." Bark Air says that it has taken the white glove experience of typical of humans' first class experience and redirected all that into pampering their pooches. That experience comes at a cost. Yeah, it's pretty penny to say the least. It starts at about $6,000. See here. And they note that the first charter jet company in the world with every passenger is a VIP, very important pup, is now off the ground. Which, I don't know if they trademarked that yet or if that's an official package. But that is kind of cute, brilliant marketing to have that yeah, very important pup. That's kind of clever. I appreciate that. They note that Bark Air launched by a dog toy company, Bark, in partnership with a jet charter service, is a luxury airline for man's best friend that transports dogs of all sizes along with their owners in comfort and style, quote unquote. CEO Matt Meeker said in a video provided by Reuters. They note that they're here to revolutionize things. Yeah, I could really get through this. "We're here to revolutionize flying for dogs." That's the main banner on their website. They note that tickets sold out, which, again, who has this money to piss away? You're spending a car to transport a dog. I know the emotional rhetoric, everyone loves a man's best friend, it's a part of the family. I understand that. Now, in terms of ROI, I don't want to brag, but my pet rock is infinitely more effective since, and more obedient too. I told my pet rock to stay in the living room yesterday. Well, living room slash kitchen slash gym, but nevertheless, she hasn't moved an inch since. And great listener too, by the way. Always has time to sit and hear what I have to say. But I partially digress. Now, it looks like they have a couple of pictures here where they have. I mean, the upside is there's actually room to breathe on this airplane when you're mostly tossed into a sardine can. And it looks like all the dogs are quite content and happy. Good marketing, a picture of a dog looking outside the window as if the dog is contemplating the world and all the problems out there. But it's not, because it's a dog. Now, there's a golden retriever looking out there. Now, of course, they say prices ain't cheap. Now, they say that pet owners can expect to pay $8,000. Again, $8,000 for a one-way international ticket and $6,000 for a one-way domestic flight that covers both them and their dog. Well, at least you get to join. They note that for now, the routes will serve New York City metro area via Westchester County Airport, with flights to Los Angeles via Van Nuys, and London, England via Biggin Hill. And they say what to expect. They'll even have a spa treatment on the plane as well, apparently. Special dog food. Oh wow, this is hilarious. They say Meeker says, this is the CEO, Meeker says that the airline cares to everything to the dog, quote, trying to lower their anxiety and stress so they have the most comfortable, fear-free experience on the airplane, unquote. That'd be a smart aleck, but couldn't you just throw them a tennis ball and they'll be happy? And again, this is a brilliant business idea because there are, what's a nice way of saying morons? There are people with lots of money that are willing to pay for this. When again, maybe I'm just too frugal for this concept. You can just buy a car for that amount. You also don't. This better be a situation where you do not have to wait 1 to 3 to 5 hours to go through the TSA. It looks like it's a charter flight, so like a private plane. They even have emergency potty pads for the dogs. They're bragging about that in this article. And then it looks like each flight can fit 15 dogs and their humans. That's hilarious. Again, this is the dog focused. They say the dogs, then the humans. But it never sells more than 10 tickets per flight. Baseball flying is important to how animals roam. Is it though? Like when I was a kid, we drove around the country, family vacations in a good old Dodge minivan. I think it's a 2001 Grand Caravan, which I would argue is actually the best thing for the environment because everyone that they manufactured was, again, at the end of the day, returned to Mother Gala because it would just rust into the basic materials and disintegrate. Partially digress, but our dog just sat in the same position. there's like the two, maybe a minute where it's a little crepuscular, which is a fun Scrabble word, and just kind of, walked around the middle of the van. Eventually, dog just sat there, and it was perfectly content. Do they expect the dog to be running laps up and down the aisle? Is that a selling point for this service? They also note that humans must be at least 18 years old. Now, here's what they should have started with. No kids are allowed on Bark Air. I guess that being said, I don't think you'll ever have a quiet flight these days, because if you go on a regular flight, you'll have kids or terrible people. And in this case, you'll have dogs, which I'm pretty sure they bark. Which, I mean, A+ marketing, it's Bark Air. You can't complain they're going to bark. You know exactly what you're getting. Now, granted, this is a very niche product, niche service. I wonder how, I don't know if it's I venture, because again, private jets are exceedingly expensive. So depending on your time, what your time is worth, it'd be a good investment. But I can't but wonder, is this a loss leader to drive toy sales? Because again, it started off as a toy company, and this is good marketing because it got all of our attention. A flight just for dogs, $6,000 to $8,000 one way. I mean, from that perspective, I mean, that's actually a pretty good idea. It's getting our attention. But the real question is, this is going to be a low volume sale for sure. Have you ever heard of this concept? Well, they say they're the first one, but would you be willing to pay $6,000 to $8,000 one way to travel with your dog on an airplane? And granted, I would. My pet Rock's pretty content just being thrown in a bag if I were to feel so inclined to travel with her. But let me in the comments. As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.